Hello, and welcome to Mean Reviews, No Stars Given, the show where out of the goodness of my heart, I review the work of indie authors and filmmakers to point out what they did wrong in the hopes that they will do better in the future. Please like this show right now before I say something you disagree with or insult your gender, race, orientation, intelligence, etc. And also, please subscribe to the Gondy Now Network if you haven't already. I want to build a lazy river on my property, and that might help. God, maybe I should go start a GoFundMe for that. Anyway, my guest host this week is author Rob Billiau. Welcome, Rob.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us tonight. Um,
Thanks for having me.
it's a pleasure. It's an honor.
I
Before
know.
we get
I
right
agree.
in, before we get right into the first review, a quick note about the comments. I don't always see them right away, so a little context is extremely helpful. Thank you. And in fact, let's go look at them right now. Oh yeah, this is important. Send a star. Send a freaking star, you lazy sons of bitches. Um, Nikki, hello. Rebecca, what a brave author to be on the show when we're going to review your book. Um, Anita Stewart, why, hello. Rebecca, already clicked. Good. You just don't take it back later. That's all I'm saying.
Were we supposed to like this show?
Yeah,
I should.
everybody
I should.
should. I think so.
Okay. I should do that.
I and well, it wouldn't just be the backyard; it'd be around the whole property. It'd be like a moat almost around the property, and it
I
would be
can't
quite
wait to
an
see you with the shovel.
it'd be quite an engineering feat considering the height difference there. But
Yes,
that's
you
why I need so much money.
you live on a hill, so that would
My
be
home is
interesting.
my home is the place. All right. Let's jump into the show.
Just as my
Show
own
part of the
quick
show.
note, I'm very excited about this one because I love both of these genres a lot.
Oh, good. Well, good. I'm sure you are excited about every episode.
Yes, but this one in particular.
Okay. All right.
And the one that I
Well,
was on was great too, the other one.
good. All right. Our first book to review is Tokyo Blood Magic.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah. And it is Tokyo Blood Magic, a cultivation adventure series, Shinjuku Shadows, Book One by Travis Heerman. Here's the blurb. He's never failed a witch hunt before, until he must hunt the only woman he's ever loved. When Django Wong, a modern day ninja turned sorcerer, takes a job to track down a newly awakened witch, he discovers that his target is not only his lost love, but now she's an enforcer for the Black Lotus clan, a ruthless Yakuza syndicate. But time can change a person. Is she the girl who used to love him, a Yakuza slave, or a deadly black witch? With a smart-mouthed magical house cat as his ally, Django must from other hunter-seekers sent to kill her until he can learn the truth of her allegiance. And not only that, if he can't stop her from stealing a powerful magical relic, the Black Lotus clan will launch a bloodbath in Shinjuku's streets. Perfect for fans of Bleach or Full Metal Alchemist, Tokyo Blood Magic brings you ninja sorcerers, femme fatales, savage monsters, martial arts action, and powerful cultivation. Pick it up now and start the adventure. So let's get right to things that we like that aren't in this book or whatever it is, which in this case it is a book. So, but sometimes it's not a book. So that's all that means. It wasn't a comment on this book that that it's not a book, that it's a whatever it is. Anyway, um, I like notes too. um, all right. So what I like moving. I mean, well, not everything about moving, but there is one fun part, and that's unpacking my stuff that I haven't seen in almost 2 years. I mean, I have some really great stuff.
I think you're
It's like,
still unpacking, even.
oh my God, yes. I don't. The whole show would be about that if I get into it. Um, but unpacking all my stuff is like Christmas, except I really like all of the gifts that that I
Oh,
received.
that's nice.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm talking about, though. I mean, some people just suck at picking out
Yeah,
good gifts. Um, but this is
yeah.
already my own stuff, which I kept because it was
You
awesome.
you picked out your own gifts.
Sometimes, a lot of the time. Like my kitchen knives, I picked out most of those, although my wife got me probably the best one. I mean, I have so many really nice kitchen knives, and I've really missed them all so much. I haven't even unpacked all of them yet because there's so many there in all these different places.
You
But
have
it
to
has,
be very careful when you lovingly caress them.
yes, yeah, that's true. Well, love hurts, you know.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
that's true. Um, but I have really been enjoying um, opening up, discovering, rediscovering the knives, and I know I have more joy on the horizon as I find the rest of them. Um, oh, and my hats. I have so many hats packed away, which
I have
for
not seen
some,
you in a hat.
well, you did last night,
Well, that's true, but
and then my
that's
garden hat.
different. I mean, like
Lots of
in
pictures of me in my garden
normal
hat.
life. You know what? I
Well,
saw a picture of you in a top hat once, and that was pretty cool.
that is cool. Um, but for some reason on my other show, Indie Mayhem, we wear a lot of hats on that show, an unnatural amount. But I love it. And in fact, I want wearing hats to become more popular again. So that brings me to some of the problems with this book. Django has to move during the course of it, which you would think I would love, but he has hardly any stuff. I mean, it's
Yeah.
incredible in a
Ooh, who
depressing
doesn't
way.
have stuff?
Yeah. And I do like the feeling that I have more stuff than other people, but this case was just too much. I mean, get that guy to a secondhand store or something in the next book, or he could like win a shopping spree at a department store.
A
I don't
ninja
know,
pawn shop.
something. Fix that somehow. And
Yeah.
also, there aren't enough hats in the book. I mean, I challenge Travis and Rob and every other author or writer to help me make wearing hats more popular by adding lots more hats into their stories. It would go a long way to helping me not hate everything I read. Uh, I'm going to combine these two issues into giving Tokyo Blood Magic 0 out of 4 Christmas hats.
Oh, Christmas hats.
Yeah.
Yes, because that's where your
Um,
Christmas stuff is still in
because it
boxes.
was like, yeah, it was like Christmas for me. All right, Rob, what about you? What do you
Well,
like?
I like children. I have five of them. Kind of a ridiculous amount, but we're done there. We're not going to have any more. Because if I do, I'll have to, consider the honorable way out. And you know, we're just always worried about population decline in the United States. We're talking about people are having like 0.1 children per capita or something. So I'm trying to do my part to face that off. And I actually I enjoy my kids. They are fun. I do like being around them and not other children, but my own. Um, the
Sure.
main character does not have any children, which is ridiculous because they are the light and life of so many people. So if that really, made me pretty sad that
I would
he
say it is an
has no kids.
affront that he has no
Yeah,
kids.
well, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, could you imagine though? It'd be so cool to have a bunch of ninja kids. They just inherit the
It'd be
ninjutsu and
terrifying when they're teenagers and they're in their
well,
rebellious
or
stage.
toddlers for that matter. But it would be awesome at the same time.
All right.
Toddler ninjas. Ooh,
I was
horrifying
going through the
thought.
comments and I got to this one and I get it. So we have a new guest house and we're moving into the guest house. So we're only moving like 150 feet.
Yes. So you have to pack up and move
Because
again.
the county law here is that the accessory dwelling unit or guest house can only be 150 feet from the main house.
So did you
So
measure it out exactly?
yes, and so did they, the county inspectors.
Mm.
But I am not going to install a lazy river then move. I am stuck here forever. This isn't the family. I mean, it's not an estate. It's the family
But
place
so that's what
property. I
the
don't know.
moat is for then, so that your people in the other house can't come to the guest house without the
Yeah,
drawbridge
on the
being
other
lowered.
property. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like a farm next door, and then the other people, I don't know what
Goats.
they are exactly. But anyway, we've got some other very important comments. Hello, hello. I was wearing a hat last night. I told you. Um, hello, hello. Oh, these are great comments. You keep up the good work, you guys.
So I'm going to give
I'm sorry,
Tokyo
please.
Blood Magic, 0 out of 5 ninja pacifiers.
Yeah, no, that's very
Because there's no
appropriate.
children in it. Yeah.
We have a lot of childless child hunt haters, it seems like here. But
Wow. That's
I got some
sad.
backup here from Nikki. Ninja toddlers. Yeah, I think ninja
Yeah.
kids at any age before like 26, you know. Oh my God, there was one. Was the child terrifying? The ninja child. Oh my God, that cat must have ruined so much stuff here.
There was that Three Ninjas movie. That was very bad. So maybe.
Interesting. All right, now we're moving on to things we don't like that are in this book or whatever it is. And I don't like other countries. Uh, this book takes place in Japan, so I didn't understand anything, like where stuff was or how things work, the culture, manners, the pronunciations, all of it. I don't read books to learn shit. I read to relax, to have fun, not to try to figure out how to pronounce everything.
To
At
pretend you're on a
least,
lazy river.
at least do me the favor of Ellis Islanding everything by giving it all good old-fashioned Americanized names. Just because just because almost all of your characters are foreigners doesn't mean they can't have good names. Don't be so racist. Thank you. My mother-in-law is from Germany and has an awful foreign name, which she will not be happy that I'm going to share with you all. Elfrida.
Oof.
Horrible. Yeah. So she goes by Leslie. Easy
Oh
as
my
pie.
goodness.
Good old American apple pie. Is Leslie her middle name, or is it totally made up? I don't know. I don't like to pry or
You've
remember
only
stuff
been
about
married a few
people.
years.
Yeah, but I mean, I yes, that is true. Only 15 years. Um, Either way, Tokyo Blood Magic or Toledo Blood Magic, to my way of thinking, gets 0 out of about 15,000 good Ron Lahr approved real names. Rob, what don't you like?
That's great. So I don't like when there's more than one complicated martial art per book. It kind of goes back to what you were saying about it just being so much stuff to learn. And I don't need to see the kung fu versus the ninjutsu. I mean, did you ever see MMA back when it was very, very new and they had like random ninja guy versus
No.
random sumo guy? It was ridiculous. And, random ninja guy would run up to random sumo guy and just be crushed utterly. So it just brings back those horrible, horrible memories for me. So I do not like too many martial arts in a book. And there's a ton of it in this kung fu, ninjutsu, swords, all that stuff. It's
Monkey
too
style.
much.
I don't know. There was a
Yep.
lot. I agree. It was a lot to keep track of. Well, this
So I
ninja
give it
ferret thing.
0 out of 5 ninja stars.
Oh, shuriken, sure. So this ninja ferret thing really took off. Nikki has a ferret named Ninja,
Oh,
or
that's
isn't it? Yeah.
awesome.
And then Adorable and Deadly Ninja Ferret. The fans really like it. I could see a children's series out of that,
Well,
Nikki. That's
ninjas
just
make,
free
or
advice from me.
ferrets make great ninjas. They're very adorable and quick, and they run
And then
around like little upside down U's.
Rebecca answered my question that the child ninja was terrifying, but now she's 21, so you can she's bigger, so you could see her easier. Um, all ferrets are ninjas. That's my fact. My only problem with ferrets as ninjas is that they have a powerful smell. The ferrets
You can get them
and
descented, and they don't smell as bad.
the ninjas must all do that. That makes sense.
Well,
That makes
my
sense.
my statement is they don't smell as bad. They still smell, just not as bad.
I don't have a phobia about it. I have a hatred.
Yeah. There's a
Apparently,
keen difference
I'm not
between
afraid of them.
phobia and hatred.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. All right. Let's move on. Oh, now, here we go. It's time for the next area. Things we can talk about that we actually liked, but won't spoil the plot, probably. Let's see. Um, would you like to go first, Rob?
Oh, sure. So I loved this because it felt like another franchise I think we're going to talk about a little later. It felt like Dresden, but in Tokyo. And I love that. And I love cultivation. I read a lot of cultivation books. They're some of my favorite. So the cultivation system is one of my passions. I write some cultivation books. My wife is like, ugh, cultivation. I don't even want to read the parts that you wrote, but I have to edit them. Why are you torturing me? So I really got a kick out of that. That was a lot of fun. And the wacky sidekick cat, and it's just a great series. I liked the idea. I also, my last two books I wrote were very Japanese themed too, so this fit right in with everything that I'm like shoving in my brain right now, so it was good.
Well, I agree. Those were great things. I also thought the world was very well drawn, almost as if this Japan place was a real, actual place. There, there are also tons of hot chicks. I mean, sure, they're mostly sex slaves, but I don't judge other people's career choices, so that
Ah.
didn't bother me. Um, but now comes the actual awarding of less than a full star to the book. I give Tokyo Blood Magic, a cultivation adventure series, Shinjuku Shadows Book 1 by Travis Heerman, 1/4 of a star, which probably seems like a lot with the hero's lack of earthly possessions, the dearth of hats, and all the foreign, hard to pronounce correctly stuff. But those hot sex slaves really saved the book. I may have to look into human trafficking now that I've read this book. So something good came of it,
Jeez.
I suppose. You know, I guess. Rob, what portion of a star do you give it?
So I'm going to give it one half of a cultivation level just because of the cultivation. There was all the things I hated, passionately loathed, that made me sickened as I read it because it wasn't what I wanted specifically. But it did have cultivation, and so that gets half a star.
Oh, that's pretty good. All right. Ferrets are also loud and squeaky. Yes. Uh, well, that is helpful. There was a guy when I went to college. There was a guy who had ferrets in his dorm room. It was so bad. I mean,
Oh
thank God he had a single room, and nobody
yeah,
else was subjected to that. But I mean, he smelled like the ferrets just from being in that room with them.
no,
But
thank you.
all right, I don't even remember what this is about now. I don't know. I'm really gotten. I'm just. Oh, I see. Having kids was expected. Whew. That took me a while. Um, thank you. Thank you very much. uh, fingers crossed. That's the dream. That's the
Yeah,
dream, Nikki.
get
All
your
right.
ball gag out.
All right. But hey, thank you for all the comments. I would say that so far the comments appear to be the best part of the show. So keep pulling your weight.
Ouch! I
Don't get
take that as a personal attack.
well. Uh, I just want the commenters not to get lazy now. So now let's get to know successful full-time author Rob Billiau a tiny bit better, and
Who's that?
I'm gonna make you bigger for this.
Oh, don't. After that last
Oh,
conversation,
that
I don't
that
like
didn't
that
even
video.
work at all. But I
Okay.
guess I'm
Hi.
gone though. So, hi.
How are you? I'm Rob Billiau, also known as Pixel 8. I write books for middle grade students. They are set in Minecraft, and they're very, very funny, and there's a whole lot of them out there. So if you have kids, like kids, or know kids, and you want them to read books, which is the reason we wrote them, to get kids to like reading books, find these books by Pixel 8.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Super easy, barely an inconvenience. Oh, wait, you're going to get a copyright strike for that. Sorry.
Why? What?
Nothing. It's a
Okay.
catchphrase from another show,
Oh,
but I
all right.
say it a
Oh,
lot in life.
I see. I did mean it as a personal attack. Okay. That's kind of my brand, I would say. But uh, I'm Ron Lahr. I cook, I bake, I garden, I build slightly off-kilter buildings for my animals, and I write. Specifically, I write epic fantasy like these books, the
I've read that
mythology
one.
series. And then I also write humorous science fiction, like you get what you
Oh, I've read
feel.
that one too.
Well, thanks. Were they any good?
Yeah, I liked them quite a bit.
Thanks. Sorry. Um, all my
I
books are
especially like
available.
To Get What You Steal.
Oh, good. All my books are available on the Amazon. I also host some shows on the Go Indie Now channel, including this one, Mean Reviews, that you're watching right now, obviously. And Indie Mayhem, a game show with indie creators as the contestants.
I was just on
All
that last night. It
you
was
were. It
really
was
fun.
great too. Yeah, and it's the purpose of that show is to end this one, I guess, is to introduce people to more indie works of art. So you're welcome, world. You know, that's what I
I
would
would
say.
have liked that show more if I had won, but
Sure. Well, that's too bad. That's a shame. Uh, oh, nice. It's too bad Bob Magoo isn't here. He would have really liked that one. All right. So now we know you and me. So congrats to everybody for knowing us. Let's move on to the second book. Let me find the. Oh, here's the cover of your book. I forgot to
hey,
show
there
while
it
we were
is.
talking about. Yeah.
I wrote that book
Well, the first book.
and
I
the
didn't.
other 32
Yeah. I
in the
couldn't do all
series.
of them. There's too many.
Yeah,
Too many. But
there's
that's the
there's like
one.
35, I think now. Yeah, there's a lot.
Uh-oh. Somehow I'm missing the cover for the next book, so
That's all right. I'll show
I'm
off
bringing
more
it up.
covers to my books.
Yeah,
Here's a
there you
book
go. Fill the time.
22, 23. That yes, that is a cat with wings, which is
Nice.
a horrifying concept. There's book
All right,
21.
I got the thing now. So
There's
the second
the
book
Christmas
we're reviewing
special.
today is Moss and Clay, uh, Mab's Doll, Book One by Rebecca Jonesy, who's here in the commenting. Sorry about that delay. Um, that's right. He knows what's good for him.
Ha.
Uh, so here is the blurb. Moss, clay, and blood, a doll crafted and given a mission by Danu is brought to life by human and fey blood. Blood daughter of Mab, queen of the Fae, Jillian must track down the Fae in the Americas and bring them back under Fae law. No one knows what is holding them there, or why no other rescue mission has returned, not even the gods that sent them. Jillian must return the Fae to the Underhill or send their souls back to Danu. Now, as far as blurbs go, short and to the point. Nice.
Good blurb. I like a
Yeah,
blurb like that.
yeah, I was happy with that. Um, I've read some of them and they were good, but as not a child, I wasn't really the target audience.
Or a Minecraft player.
Or a Minecraft. That's true. I've never played Minecraft, but I
Yeah.
did enjoy them. I mean, Rob's a really good writer some of the time.
Yes.
Which book?
Sing my praises.
Oh, okay.
Working you like a fiddle.
Regine likes this book. This book we're reviewing, Moss and Clay. All right, but let's jump right into our likes. I like sleeping. I mean, man, I love
Mm,
sleeping. And the older I get,
me
the
too.
more I need of it. I haven't reached the tipping point yet where you're so old that you don't need to sleep as much. Uh,
I think Stephen
should
King
get
wrote a
into
book
this.
about that.
Um, I assume he's written a book about everything at this point.
Yeah.
Um, but when I was, I am looking forward to the time when I'm so old that I don't need to sleep as much. Um, I mean, when I was a teenager, I only slept every other night, and when I did sleep, it was for as short a time as possible, 4 hours if I could, but 6 hours at the most. My motto then was sleep is for the weak. Now I am weak, and my motto is if it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing. And that applies to sleeping as well as lots of other things, like probably most particularly eating. Uh, but Jillian, as a doll, doesn't require sleep. It is unsettling,
Oof,
and it made me
that
quite
is.
jealous of her uh, because you can get so much done when you don't have to sleep. So I also missed out on any sleep scenes. Plus, it made me feel even weaker than normal. To be honest, I hate that stupid doll. Never sleeping? What a bitch.
Yeah.
So, I give Moss and Clay 0 good night's sleeps out of 7,000. I want you
You
to go, Rob, because I need to calm down a little.
you missed those hardcore, well-written sleep scenes.
Yeah, those are my favorite part of any book.
So I like pets. I have a dog. I have a cat. Um, and this book has no pets in it, which was really frustrating to me. Oh, wait. Let me correct my statement. It does have pets, except for one little problem where all the pets are some kind of fae, which is frustrating, annoying, very fae-like. You never know if,
Deceptive.
little doggy in the corner is your dog or the ferret ninja that's creeping out of the cage is a real ferret ninja. Oh, wait a minute. But it's probably some kind of fae in disguise coming to trick you, steal you, spy on you, hurt you, maim you. I found that very, very sad. And it makes me wonder if Rebecca has a problem with animals in general. Is she a serial killer because she
It
wants all the
sounds like
animals to die and be replaced with these creepy fake creatures?
just anybody
I have to
who
think
hates
that is the
pets.
case now.
Yeah, I assume anybody who hates pets is a serial killer.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to
All right.
replace them with, so I'm going to give them 0 out of 5 dog collars.
Now I feel like we've gone full circle back to the sex slaves. So,
Ah,
all right. We'll move on to what we don't like. Uh, I don't like beings that look like humans, like Jillian, who don't have belly buttons. That is
ugh.
just too weird and gross. Admittedly, one of the characters in the book sees that Jillian doesn't have a belly button and freaks out a little bit, but it's over quickly when I think it justifies an entire chapter. I mean, at least I looked for pictures of people with no belly buttons, but they were
Ooh,
so gross
that
that I
must have scarred
couldn't,
you.
in good conscience, use any of them because I didn't want to make people vomit from watching the show. So to recap, she doesn't sleep and has no belly button. I hate her so much.
Creepy.
Obviously,
Yeah.
Moss and Clay gets 0 out of 1 potential belly button.
Innie or outie?
There's nothing. I mean,
Okay. All right.
yeah. What do you not like?
I don't like animated dolls. They are even more creepy than people without belly buttons. So, the idea of like a homunculus or a golem or just a Chucky. Have you ever seen that movie?
Of
Ooh,
course,
that movie
wonderful.
freaks me out. There's a new one even. No, I don't like it. It brings me back to the idea of nightmares of watching Chucky when I was too young and seeing that little red-headed happy doll stabbing his family to death. Not good. I think that by bringing more of these stories to life, that Rebecca's playing with fire here, and I think
Oh yeah.
more people should run away from the idea of animated dolls and not allow them. It's like when you wake up in your room and that creepy clown doll is back on the shelf when you took it down. I hate it when that happens. So
Me
I
too.
have to I have to give it 0 out of 100 marionette strings.
Fair. Tough but fair, I would say. So let's move on to things we can talk about that we liked without spoiling the plot, probably. I liked that the main character, as a doll, had somewhat muted emotions. I enjoyed that a lot. I think people
That's
should
very
really,
like you. Yeah.
yeah, I think people should follow Jillian's example and keep a grip on that sort of thing. And it's great when she kills people and Faye and doesn't waste a single moment feeling bad about it. No second
Remorse?
guessing
Who
for
needs
her.
it?
Yeah, it was quite refreshing while
Yes.
not veering into like psycho killer territory. A fine line walked quite skillfully, I would say. How about you, Rob?
So I'm a sucker for Fae books. I love them.
You
And
are.
this goes back, this is why I liked this episode so much because we had the, wizard, sorcerer, detective, and then we have the Fae book. And that goes right back into the Dresden Files with all the Fae that are in it. And God, so good. And there's not enough books about the Fae out there written like this where they really kind of go into the culture of it. Mab is a fun villain and a fun character to have, and more people need to bring out that.
There we go. All right, it's ratings time. I give Moss and Clay, Mab's Doll Book 1 by Rebecca Jonesy, 1/8 of a star because of my no sleeping jealousy and the disgusting and possibly criminal lack of a belly button. Rob?
I'm going to go ahead and give it 1/8 of a Moss and 1/8 of a Clay, so that you get a full quarter. Not quite enough to actually mean anything or be useful in any way, or even be a way to recommend it, but at least it's there.
Oh, it gets worse as the series continues. I can't wait. Oh, you're talking my language.
His new language. That's his new
my
love language.
yeah, human trafficking. That is nice.
Hey,
All
honey,
right.
I got you a present. She's wrapped up in the other room.
So those are our two reviews. And this season we have something new. Um, ooh. Rob's gonna hang out, but I am gonna do a review on my own of a non-indie project, a famous non-indie book, movie, TV show, album, etc., for some variety. Um, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Dresden Files, the TV show, the extremely low-budget TV show, not the books. Uh, the blurb is Harry Dresden, portrayed by Paul Blackthorne, is a regular guy private detective with extraordinary abilities. Whether consulting for the police on seemingly inexplicable crimes or following his own cases, he battles dark forces with a wry sense of humor. So, things that I like that aren't in this show. Um, Shows that last more than one season. I don't know if I should blame the show or the actors in the show for not being good enough to be renewed for a second season, or the Sci Fi Network for being too stingy with money to produce the show, or for marketing, or for being the Sci Fi Channel, or for all the dumb people who didn't watch it for not giving it good enough ratings. So I have decided to blame all of you. Uh, Lots of shows don't get really good until they've had enough episodes for the writers and actors to get comfortable and flesh out the characters. So, as a huge fan of the Dresden Files books, I wanted more of this show. It might have gotten great, but we'll never know. So
Yeah.
it gets 0 out of potentially 20 something renewals.
Oh, so sad.
It is sad. Now, things
And
I don't like.
it's one of my favorite book series too. So to see it, but you're blaming me because I actually never watched it. So
I am,
yes.
and yeah, everybody. Now, things I don't like that the show does have are when a show changes things for no discernible reason. Like several characters had their names changed. What for? Or had their backstory changed, like Bob, or
Oh,
Connie in the new books, dad not being dead and she has a kid, I
yeah.
think, or the Skinwalker being so much weaker,
Oh,
and Harry's staff is now a hockey stick and his blasting rod is a drumstick. I mean, did they have no
I
budget
did
for
not
props
know
at
that.
all? Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I assume that was it, that they just had
Are they
no
trying
money
to
for
make him Casey
props.
Jones from the Ninja Turtles?
I don't know. Um, Also, he didn't have his old Volkswagen Beetle, a car which I love.
Oh,
So were there reasons for these changes? I don't know. I don't think so, but perhaps in future seasons we would have found out. So I give the show 0 out of dozens of opportunities to stay consistent with the books. Um, and I want to do some of the comments now.
I'm going to go ahead and give it 0 times watched because that's how many times I've watched it.
I didn't notice an animal cruelty comment. That's awful. Serial killer. Um, Dresden. That show. That show. I do. Yeah, that's exactly what I did. I agree. Um, I mean, yeah, I
There's a
do blame the
tabletop RPG
writers.
though.
That's a
Maybe
good
it's
point. I
good.
forgot to blame I blame you writers. Uh, And yeah, no, Anita did have another. I mean, she made a great point. How did you know that you couldn't? How did you know not to watch it because of the changes without watching it?
Yeah.
Like the first episode when it premiered and nobody had seen it yet. I did think a lot of the actors did a good job. Um, well, well, you're ridiculous, Daniel Myers.
I would agree.
Oh my gosh, that's sad. Um, I mean, it was
It was
Dresden.
Dresden-ish.
Yeah, Dresden-esque, I would
Yeah,
say. Yeah. So,
Dresden-esque.
all right.
The
So things
Dresden-esque
I liked
Files.
about the show that I can share without ruining the plot. I did like Paul Blackthorne as Harry, even though I'm not sure he's acting at all, since he's kind of the same surly guy in the Arrow
He
TV
is Paul
series,
Blackthorne.
except now he's an old dad, you know. But so maybe that's just him, or maybe he's typecast, or maybe he's just an amazing actor. I don't know, but there, cover that comment I forgot about. I only remember him in those two roles though, and I was too lazy to look him up on IMDb. So, but I'm now going to rate the show. I give the Dresden Files, the TV show, 1/10 of a star for only being on for one season and for making small changes for no discernible reasons. Even though I still enjoy the show and I've watched it all the way through twice. So,
Well, I'm going to go ahead and give it 1/10 of a star also, just because
nice.
by its sheer existence, it probably brought some people in to read the books.
And I'll watch it again probably. I mean,
I have not played the tabletop RPG, but it looks fun. I think it's using the Fate system. I'm not sure.
the trailers made it clear they weren't following the books. Well, that makes sense. That does. I do believe that. Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it. You guys, I give. You're right. Yeah, that was. I mean, I
Just
tell you,
wait for the Percy
some
Jackson
weird,
show coming out.
some weird crap. Oh yeah.
There we go. Yes, that just makes it look horrible.
I forgot. Oh, I don't know.
Oh, that looks
Ah,
terrible. That looks.
I liked him.
If that was a book cover, you would not buy that book.
Ooh, I might not. That's true. I don't. Well, I don't know. I don't judge a book by its cover. And man, I'm leaving up comments for a long time today. Um.
You
So
should judge a book by its cover. That's what they're for.
yeah, I guess that's true. um. Well, thanks everybody for commenting. Thanks for Rob for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks to everybody in the world. Um. And now it is time for the fancy outro.
Go
Where
check
I'll
out
be
the Accidental Minecraft Family.
You should. But in the exciting outro, I'll be in a different room wearing a different sports coat. So
And I'll be cooking dinner
that'll be
for
great.
my millions of children.
Oh. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Mean Reviews, No Stars Given. Please like this show and subscribe to the Go Indie Now channel. The first order of business is to thank this week's co-host,
Rob, RK, Billiau.
As usual, you were fantastic. How did I get so lucky? God only knows. Please buy all of their work because they so richly deserve it. I can't wait until you come over so I can make you a meal from ingredients we grow in our gigantic garden. See you soon. And to the two indie writers, filmmakers, musicians, or whatever who trusted me to review your work with all the respect it deserves, thank you very much. I appreciate your boundless optimism. So,
Tokyo Blood Magic from Travis Heerman.
and also,
Moss et Clay from Rebecca Jonesy.
thank you so very much. Please buy all of their stuff to reward them for their bravery. And remember,
It's always time to go indie now.